Yeah, my name is Paul EZE. I joined Careerleap. I joined the academy in August. Yeah, I remember August 3rd. So that was when I came on board. So having joined the academy, I got engaged with a counselor. I was assigned a counselor, and we started from there. First of all, we had to make research and choose about two schools. And fast forward, the SOP was done, the CV was revamped. All these are packages that we are paid for. And I actually got the services. So fast forward, I applied to two schools, Northeastern University and Clark University. So Northeastern University admission came, and we proceeded to make payments for deposits and all of that. So the whole idea is just that you are part of the process as far as Careerleap is concerned. You're not left behind. For everything that Careerleap do for you, they carry you along as a candidate, which is very good because it makes it easier for you to understand the process and for you to actually say something about the process if you are being called upon at any time. So after everything was done and other process was accomplished, then we moved towards the visa. That's the visa interview, which is like the most important stage, no matter what you've been doing so far. Even if you have 10 admissions from different schools, you have scholarship at the end of the day, or you even have funding, the most important part is that the visa interview. So Careerleap has a package. That's the mock session. So the mock session is actually optional, but I feel at this point it should no longer be optional because I've experienced it and I felt it. It's very, very important. I'll be laying more emphasis on that mock session because that mock session was like the icing on the cake. A cake will not be sweet if there is no icing. So for this process, the mock session of Careerleap is like an icing. Yeah, initially I felt I don't need it. Even Grace can attest to that. We dragged it. She would always tell me, sir, this will be good for you. And I'm like, what's special about it? Why will I pay that kind of amount of money? And not only that, because I got my visa dates very close. So I just had barely less than 2 weeks to actually prepare for my mock session. So I had to do my research. I discovered that every other thing I've seen online actually sufficient, but I had to have a rethink. Why will I go through all this process? And I will not go for this mock session, which is not even up to 1/3 of the amount I've spent so far. I just told myself, let me wrap it up and pay. That after all, is a risk. And higher risk, higher reward. So I had to call Grace. I told her that, okay. So I made the payments. So I was booked. I was scheduled for the mock session, and my coach was Mr. Abiodun. I don't know if he's on this call, but all thanks. Shout out to Mr. Abiodun. Like, good job. Now, what happened in the mock session? A lot of things happens there. One of the most important things is every candidate have a story. Like the interview is just like going there to tell stories that will make sense, that will benefit you. So you say your story in your unique way. So this mock session would help design your story in a way that will make sense. Not just designing the story, but then you also have a role to play because if the stories are being designed to you, you need to put in more work by showing confidence in what you are saying at the visa interview. Because the visa officers have lots of candidates they want to interview, and they are taking this decision in less than 4 minutes. They don't have time to begin to ask you this one, that one. There are matrices of questions you are going to be judged on. Your home ties, your study plan, and your proof, your funding. These are like very, very important areas. No matter how the questions will come, these questions are centered around these three things. It now depends on the way they will throw this question at you. So now this mock would build a story for you and also make you understand that you need to understand a question before you even say something. Just like a visa officer asking you, what's your post-study plan? Another visa officer can also ask you, what do you plan to do with this degree? You know, these are like the same question. What's your post-study plan? That's what's your plan after graduation. And another person can also say, what do you plan to do with this degree? It still means your post-study plan. So it now depends on how these questions would come and how you can respond to these questions. So the mock session did excellent for me. I don't know for any other person, but then for me, it was good. And you need to also be intentional about the process. Very, very important. Like you're starting this process. It's a journey. So many stages. But then you need to be intentional. You need to be determined. You need to be focused and believe that, yes, it's going to turn out positive. So that positive mindset is very, very important. A lot of candidates were there. Like you hear what people say at the point of interview, you listen to what they say. Even while I was at the interview, it's not like I was actually judging, but there are some questions that were asked and the way people answered it, I was like, will this person even get this visa with these responses? Just like, let me give you an instance. Like you're being asked who is funding your studies and you say your dad is funding your studies. And they're asking you how much does he earn annually? And you're saying earns so and so amount in dollars. It's wrong. Our coach will always say, Mr. Building will say, you say it in Naira. You know, these are what these mock sessions would do for you. And I heard that visa officer was asking the lady, you mean $300 million? The lady was just saying it, yes. And the visa officer was asking her again, are you saying 300? You know, she was not, the lady was asking that question back to the person that they were interviewing. So, you know, these are what this mock session will do. It will prepare you. It will make you understand the technicalities involved. Yes, there's a place of grace that will come in, but then you as a person, you need to do your own job. Like you need to ensure that you leave no stone unturned. So the whole process is seamless, stress-free. All you just need to do is comply when you're being called upon for any task. Maybe like you're supposed to do something, like you need to pay service fee, you need to send this document, you need to, you know, reply to something. It's something that you should just do ASAP if you are really, really intentional about this. Careerleap has candidates to attend to. You're not the only person. But then your response, your feedback is very important. So I would say that I will rate the system 100 because I've seen it, I've tested it. And I'll be in the US in January to start my studies at Northeastern University. I'll be studying analytics at Portland main campus. So this is just my testimony. Let me put it that way. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so